Okay, guys, we have another podcast, another Sunday. It's a solo job, so it's now back to the non-Canadian gamers, a little inside joke. But let's go ahead and start this up. And we'll look here. Sorry for the... We're going to talk about several things. We're going to try to make it a little bit longer than normal. And we'll see how it goes. So we're going to talk about, I think, 5 different topics. I'm going to be looking to the side here, guys, because there's my notes and script. I'm on a script this time, huh? So, first things first, I hope you do enjoy the recent videos we've all been releasing. The Dragon Quest, of course. The Steam World Quest video, which is the gameplay we see in this podcast. It's a really good game. We're going to be playing that very shortly. Let's play, and we'll tackle that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about topic number 1. Streaming. What we're going to do, go in a Steam room, guys. Streaming, we all, excuse me, by now you should know our regular schedule. Mondays, Dragon Quest XI, North American version. Wargroove, and now we've added a new series to this channel. Now, you guys probably haven't seen the videos yet, but you've definitely seen the streams. For the King, Cranberry and Matt are in the first 2 episodes, I believe, and they'll be on the channel soon enough. And we're going to have probably a little bit later today, episode 3. So you have that, and plus we're going to be doing some surprise stuff I'm not going to announce just yet. But we are going to be returning back to Super Blood Hockey. We got some requests for that series. It's been on hiatus for a long, long time because there's so much content to cover, not enough time, unfortunately. You know, Jared, Steven, and I only do this as a hobby. We do not make enough money on the channel to retire or do this full time. Well, we would love to, right? Maybe not everyone, but it'd be kind of fun. So we have that to look forward to, and then I believe we're going to have another Dragon Quest episode today, which is technically Saturday, but when this podcast goes live, it'll be today, which is Sunday. So tomorrow I plan on Sunday trying to beat the witch in the forest to see if we can progress in the storyline. So, on that note, we'll pretty much take care of streaming schedules. And plus, like I said, you guys, if you join our Discord, which is a link in this podcast, you'll be notified of when we go live on YouTube. Especially if you follow and subscribe on YouTube, you'll definitely get a notice if you choose to. And then Twitch. So Discord's a good tool for you to interact with the community. And Discord's growing pretty well, which I'm really, really happy about. So let's see, topic number 2. Ooh, hold on, guys. I swear this stupid phone. Anyways, apologize for that, guys. I'm not going to... This is a live type one-take podcast. We're not going to be editing out or anything. We'll keep it real, guys. Keep it real. So topic number 2, new game releases for September. We're going to be mostly focusing on the Nintendo Switch because right now it's insane if you're a Switch owner. There's so much on the eShop, so much physical releases, normal games, and etc. We're going to be covering some of them. Unfortunately, not all of them. And we're going to cover some other topics as well. So, the first one is, as you guys know, a Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is out. It's been, if you look on streaming, on Twitch, you'll see a lot of streamers playing it. There's a couple things about it. No, I haven't got it yet, even though I think I will, but there's some concerns that people brought up about the game, and we'd love to hear your feedback in the comments here. It's a remake of The Legend of Zelda, 1-for-1 clone, basically, of the original Game Boy game, which is, quite dated now. Simple game, really good. We all know that, but it's a $59.99 game. That's a big price for a old game, even though it's beautiful, completely built, remastered from the ground up. We all can't deny that. It's amazing. Nothing beats those visuals. I personally love them a lot. It just looks amazing. It's clay animation kind of vibe. It's Zelda. It's a great game. But the issue is it's $59.99 for about 10 to 12 hours of gameplay. And to make it even worse, it still retains the old Game Boy type difficulty, which means it's way, way too easy. So it depends on your tastes, or your preferences, right? Some people don't care. They're retro gamers. They'll love it. They'll buy it. They'll eat it up. like no tomorrow, like a bulk of our viewers probably will. People that are on the fence might not. They're like, well, I want to get more value out of my games. And that's one of my golden rules, by the way. I'm mostly a PC gamer. I'm actually not even really a gamer anymore, guys. I do play stuff and stream, which is great for a hobby, but I'm not hardcore. As you get older, unfortunately, life changes direction, your interests change, your hobbies change, but it comes down to it, you just don't have as much time as you used to. So hardcore gaming is kind of a thing of the past. But for me, I don't know. There was a point of where I brought up the PC thing. I don't really buy games at $59.99. $39.99 is my sweet spot or my max. I'll go, and it depends on the title. My golden rule is if I get $1 per gameplay hour, it's a value. Meaning, if I play $60 for a game and I get at least 60 game hours out of the game, it's perfectly fine. Example would be Dragon Quest XI. I'm over almost 40 hours into it, so I've almost got my value, and I'm only about 50% complete. And if I'm an elitist, a completist, then I could go for the 100% stuff, which I'm probably not going to do because there's just too much other stuff I want to play, like the gameplay we're showing here, the Steam World. So for Dragon Quest XI on the PC, I did not mind paying full price for the game. It's a great series, great game itself so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. I hope you guys enjoy my episodes and ongoing series we've had until it's completed. But not everyone's willing to pay that kind of money for only 10 hours of fun, no matter what the game is. So some people might wait for a sale. Some people might just totally disregard it and not buy the game. And also, too, I wanted to ask you guys, is the difficulty, is that an issue for you guys? Is it being too easy a factor for you to purchase it? Or, like I said, are you just a hardcore Nintendo fanboy and you just, Nintendo Zelda, I don't care, it's mine. So there's a little bit of I wouldn't say conspiracy about Zelda, but a little bit of a concern from certain gamers. And I was kind of surprised to hear that because I didn't expect a lot of, it's not negative, I wouldn't expect any kind of feedback from that. But then, they make valid points. It's a lot of money for an old game, but it was a remaster that's done correctly, and I wish going forward more companies will do that. I'm going to take a little drink here. And on that note, after I'm done, who here would love to see Legend of Zelda, the original NES game, Zelda 2, and A Link to the Past redone with these visuals? Is it possible that Nintendo's working on it? I'm pretty sure they're thinking about it. But would you guys leave your feedback in the comments below, please? Would you guys buy the original Zelda games? Would you buy them remastered with this kind of visual style or this game engine that Nintendo's built from scratch for Link's Awakening? That I would. Original Zelda, if I remember right, was a pretty long game. At 30, 40 hours, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me, guys. It could be wrong. It's been years since I played it, and I haven't played any of the remakes. Zelda 2, I remember, was being a pretty long game as well, and then A Link to the Past was pretty substantial too. So those games, I don't think anyone would have issues with $59.99. I'd still say that for first-party games, Nintendo's, it should be no more than $49.99. That's my preference. And it all comes into the play that as a PC person, I don't have to pay prices for these type of games all the time. I get sales or I wait. There's a lot of Steam events, fall, winter, spring. So you get these huge amount of AAA content titles for dirt cheap. And hopefully I won't forget because I didn't put on my script here, but I do hope to talk about another series of RPGs we're going to be dealing with shortly, and I got those literally 3 epic RPG games for $12, guys. Steam, its marketplace with its insane deals every year, fall, winter, etc., and also the publisher deals, you can't beat it. And consoles, I just noticed that they aren't quite there yet. Yes, you do have discounts and sales, but usually it's a year or two later. Sometimes you have games that go on sale real quickly or within a reasonable amount of time. But yeah, to me, I don't know. And it's kind of making me wonder if I'm going to get A Link's Awakening, back to Zelda, if I'm going to spend that kind of money for an easy game. But the game kind of fits my game style right now. I don't want something overly challenged. I don't have the patience for that crap anymore. I want a game that's good, which this is the case, and get 10, 12 hours, then I'm done with it. I don't have to worry about it. But we'll see. We will see what happens. But I would love to hear your guys' feedbacks, or we would actually, the channel. We'd like to know if $59.99 is an issue for a game like Zelda Link's Awakening. I'm pretty sure it won't be. All right, so let's continue. All right. Oh, we're going to talk about some other releases. Untitled Goose game just came out for the Nintendo Switch. This game I will be playing, and I will be doing a Let's Play of Untitled Goose game. It's an indie game. It's by a small developer, but it looks awesome. Some people actually watched a review that compared it Metal Gear Solid with a goose. There's actually a lot of similarities, believe it or not. If you look up some of the reviews, you'll find the one I'm talking about. It's pretty hard to miss. It looks amazing. It's basically a puzzle, I wouldn't say platformer, more of a puzzle stealth kind of game where you play as a goose. Yeah, you heard me right. A goose doesn't talk, and you have to do inventive things in gameplay to complete your shopping list. Each, I guess, area has a shopping list, and it tells you various things like have someone break a vase, knock over boy, make boy wear wrong glasses. So you'll see when I play it what I'm talking about. If you guys are into something very unique and different, this might be right up your alley. So it just came out for the Nintendo Switch, and I think I can already say that it's going to be a game that I'm going to hopefully or will recommend for you guys to play. I can't say it now because I haven't played it yet, but the reviews have been nothing but stellar for it. All right, so another game that came out for the Nintendo Switch, another one I really, really want to play because I never played the original. And Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch is out. If anyone's a Japanese RPG fan, this is going to be your game. It's a really good art style. It's kind of like a cartoon cell shading type setup. It has an interesting battle system, but the battle system looks pretty fun to me. It's supposed to have an excellent story, so if you guys are into that, I think you might want to keep your eye on it. Like I said, it just came out for the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, the Switch is not getting the remastered version that the PlayStation 4 is. So keep that in mind if you have both systems. Do you want to wait for the remastered version for PlayStation 4, or do you want the mobile aspects of the Switch? To me, I would go with a Switch every day of the week. I don't have PlayStation 4, but that's irrelevant. I would rather have it on the go. You play it in bed, play it on the bus, etc., etc. You have a lot more flexibilities in the visuals. I don't know how much of a difference it is going to be for the remastered. It could be a point of interest for someone who's more into visuals than mobilities, just to keep that in mind. But no matter what, you cannot go wrong with either version, and Nintendo has it out, which I probably going to say highly recommend, especially if you see the old video reviews of the game. It's not a new game, by the way. It's a port of a PlayStation 3 game, I believe it was, or something like that. Again, I might be wrong. Next game up, and this one, guys, I do love RPGs. I'm going to say it right now. I do like Japanese RPGs. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, we're talking about the Wrath of the White Witch, Japanese RPG, my ongoing Dragon Quest series, Japanese RPG. But, excuse me, guys, the best, or not the best, or my personal preference, I should say, not the best, because that's suggestive, right? What I like, you might hate. What you love, I might think is it's trash. So, my favorite RPG type are Western RPGs, like your let's see, Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know if you guys ever played that masterpiece. Dragon Quest Origins, amazing game. Love that game. Let me think what else is. Oh, God, there's so many other ones, but I'm blank. But anyways, my personal bread and butter, or my ultimate RPG experiences are Western RPGs. I just love them. I love the art style. I love the more realistic, not necessarily the themes are realistic, more realistic characters, stuff like that. And that is Greedfall. It just came out. It came out for Xbox, PlayStation 4 and, of course, the PC. I will be buying the PC. It's a little buggy. It comes from a small indie. I'm waiting for them to iron out the bugs before I buy it. One thing I've noticed about what I love about PC games, sorry about that, you can wait and then let them a week or two or a month, let them iron out all those glitches that everyone's having problems with. But they're comparing this to BioWare when it was back in its prime before Electronic Arts bought them out. It's called BioWare. They're saying like BioWare Lite. It has a kind of same arching story structure, companions, which I love. Dragon Quest Origins, love it. What other? God, man, there's other Dragon Quest games I love so much. Why can't I remember them? But anyways, oh yeah, Knights of the Old Republic had a companion system too, so I love that. You get a lot of side little stories on it. It depends on your interaction in this game. It depends on what you do. You could piss off your companions. You can make them like you more, indifferent. So I love elements like that. It's supposed to have a really rich, deep, epic storyline. It's called a AA title with a AAA story. The gameplay, there's some rough edges on it and stuff like that. So it's not going to be, as polished as a huge studio potential, but the game's foundation is supposed to be really good. I love BioWare when it was a great company. Nowadays, it's kind of hit or miss, more miss. So BioWare is not quite the powerhouse that it used to be. That's what happens when big, huge companies buy you out, guys. But anyways, Greedfall, I'm definitely going to be playing that in the future. I'm going to probably do a Let's Play for it, but I will not be playing that 100 exclusively online. I'll play as much as I can on streaming for you guys, but those type of games I'm just going to enjoy offline as much as possible. That's one of the issues I have with Dragon Quest XI. I dedicated it online, like I've said multiple times in my streams and episodes. Problem is I don't play it offline, and it's going to take me forever to play it. I'm going to have to start grinding, guys. I want to get that game done. I'm really enjoying the story, and I want to. So we'll see about future RPGs being completely on stream. I don't know if I really like that idea, but we'll see. You could provide your feedback, your comments or your feedback on there in this podcast to see if you prefer that or you don't. I don't know. I kind of get some stuff where people actually like the exclusive elements of Let's Play on being streamed. Some people say, well, I'll just do the grinding offline, but keep the story there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So, and it's developed by Spiders. It's a small French company, I believe, with about 30 people. So they've done excellent work. It is not their first title. They've done excellent work with such a small team. So another game that has come out, and it's kind of like the Link's Awakening 2, and since it's older game, since 2011, it came out originally on Xbox Arcade, and that is Castle Crushers Remastered. So it's, if I remember right, the pricing is a little bit up there. And it is, from 2011, so it's an older game. It's remastered. A little bit of history for that game. I did have it on Xbox Live Arcade, and I actually liked it a lot. I don't remember. I think I've played co-op with my friends, but it's a great co-op game. I'm really going to consider buying it for the Nintendo Switch because I enjoyed it so much on the original platform Xbox 360. Technically, you can't see it, but over there, I still have the game. I haven't played it for a long time, but it was a great co-op game. So to me, it's a perfect mobile game too. So it's something I'm considering. But again, it's an older game. It's remastered, but it's not so much remastered. I mean, they put it in HD, made it clean up a little bit, but basically it's the same game. I think it probably has some little extra bells and whistles for the Switch. But again, it's a game that I already have. Am I willing to pay a lot of more money for a game that's really not going to offer me a lot in sense of new experiences? But online co-op is its bread and butter, guys, and it was so much fun to play with friends or just random people online. So you have to you take a lot into consideration. But it just came out for the Nintendo Switch. It's an older game, but it's definitely something you guys might want to consider, especially if you're into beat 'em ups. It's just a beat 'em up hack and slash type game, but with the co-op elements, it's pretty cool. It has a story mode and all that kind of stuff, but you're gonna play it online, guys. And that's our question to you: will you buy these games older, but does the price factor. But another game that came out on Nintendo Switch is, that's a little recap. Nintendo Switch has a lot of racing games, but not so much on the realistic sim side of gaming, or racing, I should say. It has the Mario Karts, Crash Bandicoot. It has all these flashy gizmo games, but it doesn't really have, a lot of simulation racing games. And looks like that has come to an end, guys. It just released on the Switch is Grid Autosport. And that's a game I'm probably going to buy. If maybe not now, but maybe when it goes on sale. Not the factor of the price is an issue, but I just have other games I want to play right now. But I've always been a racing fan, both arcade style and simulation style. More on arcade, but they're both very, very good, and I kind of like them almost equally. Nothing beats like a Mario Kart, guys. It's just so much fun, right? So that's out on the Switch. Oh, also, if you're Devil May Cry fans, Devil May Cry 2 is out on the Nintendo Switch. So it just was released. So it's something you might want to check up on the eShop if you are interested. Unfortunately, it's not remastered. It looks like it's just a direct port. So keep that in mind. Another game that's just came out, and I'm really, really fascinated by what I saw. It is another indie game. Well, me and indie games, no, that'll never happen. It's called Police Stories, and it looks awesome, guys. If you search for it on YouTube, and you'll see some gameplay. It looks like it's supposed to be like an old retro type game, where it's overview like old Zelda, original Zelda, like Link's Awakening kind of view. I forgot, God, was it overhead view or over the top view, whatever. It's a shooter, but it's stealthy elements and stuff like it. Kind of like a Grand Theft Auto. You guys have been following Grand Theft Auto. The original Grand Theft Auto was that over-the-top view gameplay with sprite graphics. It's not the 3D versions that we've been getting for years now. So, Police Stories looks awesome, guys. I think it's definitely going to get a thumbs up, and I'll most likely be getting that, and I'll stream it as well once I do. Another game that came out for the Nintendo Switch is Lego Jurassic World. Those Lego games have always been fun, right, guys? This one's based on the Jurassic World movie, so you're going to have a lot of humor, and it's going to have a lot of dinosaurs. That's up your alley. If you enjoy the Lego games, you might want to pick it up. All right, but the big guns that are coming. Now, September's been a great month for the Nintendo Switch. I don't know about the other consoles. I don't follow them, really. But Dragon Quest XI S is coming out on, obviously, September 29th. So it's next week, guys. Finally, the wait's almost over. Still got about 5-6 days to go. We're almost there, not quite. And I know most of our viewers that follow our Dragon Quest content is going to buy it on day one. We talk about it a lot on our Discord channel. A lot of people looking forward to it. And unfortunately, I'm not going to have my North American playthrough done by next week. But excuse me, guys. But that's nothing I can do about it. Like I said, my mistake was not being able to play Dragon Quest XI as much as I want off stream. Besides, I talked about that enough. Also, Square just announced that about like last week, or this week, I can't remember. We're just recently, within no more than a week ago, there are ports coming of Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, all coming for the Nintendo Switch for North American eShop. It wasn't such an issue if it wasn't going to happen because, as you know, Nintendo Switch is not region locked anymore. They haven't done that for a while, so you could buy the Japanese version, which supports English. It has Japanese, I think, a couple other languages. So if you didn't come here, who cares? Just get the Japanese version and change the English, the language to English, so you can enjoy the games. They are not the original NES games, which I kind of guess it's okay. It is the iOS ports, so there's not. Some people don't like that because some of the ports they felt were kind of sloppy. But no matter what, if you've never played Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, and 3 I hear is the best of those old school NES games, it's going to be awesome for anyone who's a Dragon Quest fan. And more importantly is the fact that we're getting more games for Dragon Quest sooner, right? We don't know about we don't know about that new Dragon Quest Monsters game that was announced for Switch. We don't know if it's going to come from North America. I really hope it does. But to make that happen, or at least increase the chances, we got to support Dragon Quest XI's, and we got to even support Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Even though they're older games ports, it still helps the cause, guys. So, highly recommend that. All right, so now to the next topic. We're talking about some sales. This is an interesting thing I want to talk to you guys about. Is I've wanted to do this for the channel for a long time, and yeah, it's kind of redundant. Not here for the channel, but redundant because online you can just go get it faster and better, I guess. Sales. There's always weekly sales for like eShop, even PC. I mean, I don't cover Xbox and PlayStation, but I could even do that. I'm really thinking about doing a weekly series where we cover this week's eShop sales. This week on Steam you can get, etc., etc. So let's do a little bit mini take on the podcast. We could add this. Unfortunately, the time I was going to say, I'm going to talk to Jared and Steven about that. They mostly do the podcast for the channel, but I want to join him. But the problem is Steven always has these ridiculously early hours, or he wants to record podcasts during the middle of the week, during the work week, my time. So like I said many times, time zones can be a bitch, guys. But anyways, it's something I've been toying with the idea. I don't know if you guys would like it or not. It'd be kind of nice maybe every Sunday we will release it, or Monday. That way you guys are up to par or up to speed on what's available on sales. But on that note, we're going to have a little bit of a preview of a few games for the eShop, or not necessarily the eShop, that you can buy in retail for Nintendo Switch. First one. Let me make sure I don't say Valkyrie, right? It's Valkyria. Probably said that wrong. Chronicles 4, which is a Sega's strategy RPG game that's on sale at the eShop until tomorrow, September 23rd, for only $20.99 in the US. I don't know if that's on sale in the other eShops, but you might want to check it out if you're in Japan or Europe. You might want to check to see if it's on sale. But I believe this is only in the US eShop. I could be wrong. And there's no region lock, so you guys from other countries or other areas can buy it without issues. But $20.99 for this game is amazing, I think. Great price for the content and the good game that you'll be getting. Also, Civilization 6 on the Nintendo Switch is now $29.99 at Best Buy or Amazon. It was $19 as of yesterday, so I just missed that. Sucks when you drag your feet, or the other day. So, if you're into Civilization games, it's actually a very good port on the Nintendo Switch, and it doesn't lose a lot of its core features, which is very important, because obviously PCs use traditionally a much better platform for these type of games. But if you're into it, $29.99 for a game that's going to take you a long time to play, many multiple run-throughs with mobility features. I think it's something you guys might want to check out. Like I said, it's on Best Buy or Amazon. Also, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battles at Best Buy in the US is now $19.99, which is still by far a great. I know it's an older game now. It's still a great title price for the game you're getting. But it was $15 yesterday, so I dragged my feet. I assumed it was going to be. Before I started recording the podcast, I double-checked to make sure they're still on sale. Unfortunately, it gone up a couple bucks, but who cares? It's still a great price for a great game. And I plan on playing Mario plus Rabbids for you guys in the near future. Too much to do, not enough time. I apologize. No, we're not sponsored by Arrowhead. Okay, so next topic. Like I said, before we move on to the next topic, I am thinking about doing a sales type. I don't know. I guess you could just call it video or news, or I don't know what you want to call it. But it'd be something I think would be interesting, and then maybe I could branch out to other systems. But I got the Switch on PC, so I don't really care about Xbox or PlayStation. Nah, that's not true. I just don't follow it because I don't have the systems. All right, so next up is Pokemon news. Pokemon, the company Nintendo announced that there's going to be a new exclusive sirfetch'd exclusive Pokemon for the Pokemon Sword. And we have a question for you guys. Does that affect which version you're going to get. Are you going to get Sword because of sirfetch'd, or are you going to continue and get maybe Shield? Or if you like Steven, get not one but two. He's going to get both of them, but I think he said he's going to go with Shield or Sword first. I can't remember that, which one he's going to be concentrating on first. But for me, I think I'm going to get the Sword version because sirfetch'd looks awesome. He's this duck. And you'll see the podcast, he's going to be in his image is going to be in the podcast for the thumbnail. So he has a shield and he has a little sword. And he looks pretty awesome. But our question to you guys, are you guys now going to get sword over shield because of the new Pokemon reveal? Or are you going to stick to your guns and get just shield, or are you just going to get both? Crazy hardcore fans that get both, right? Well, but anyways, there's also been some new, news. More Pokemon are coming to Pokemon Shield and Sword. I think it's up to 250 that its version of the Pokedex. That's a pretty decent amount, guys. I know it's been a lot of feedback or concern the fact that the game's not going to feature all of them. And it's kind of sad. I would kind of like to be able to get all Pokemon to date in the game, but obviously that's more resources. It still looks scarce, Nintendo, but we'll see what happens. But I think I'm gonna go with Sword for just because of it. I don't know. I try to look into it. I don't see what the exclusive Pokemon is for Shield though. I'm pretty sure Nintendo's going to do that, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Or I just didn't look into it by the time of the podcast. I apologize for you guys. I know Steven will probably lecture me if there is a Shield Pokemon exclusive that's been revealed and I just haven't talked about it. But anyways, I don't know if that's going to be a big factor for people, but I'm going to go with Sword because of the new Pokemon reveal, sirfetch'd. He looks awesome, guys. It looks really, really cool. All right, so like I said, and also they're adding more Pokemon, so the list is not. They're continue adding, but they're out of time, guys. They only got a couple months. I'm pretty sure the game's going to go golden or print release version in the very near future. But the great thing about this day and age, and unlike years ago, Nintendo can patch the game. They can do DLC, download content for free or charge. Depends on what they want to do. They could add more Pokemon ongoing through the rest of that game's lifespan. So there's never truly a finished product when it comes to games like Pokemon or any games in particular. Things can be always growing, continuing, patched. So that's what's great living in the day and era that we do today. PC gamers have been exposed and doing that from almost basically day one. Console games didn't have it when they first started out, but nowadays they're pretty much equal in that regard. So, good. And we'd love to hear what you guys think about the exclusive duck for Sword. Do you like him? Do you hate him? I think he's really cool looking. It's made enough to where I'm going to get Sword. And, we guys would love to hear back from you. Just take a few seconds to make some comments. All right, so next we are going to ask and end the podcast with, and we'll do a real cap. What are you guys playing right now? Are you guys playing any of these awesome games like Zelda, Greedfall, Wrath of the White Witch? What are you guys playing right now? There's a lot of games coming out, especially if you're on the Nintendo Switch. It's just too much to play, not enough time, not enough money. Unless you guys are deep, huge pockets. Who can afford all these games at once? But we'd like to know. I'm leaving your feedback in the comments. What are you guys playing right now? What are or what are you guys going to save up for as well? What games do you really want right now that you can't afford or just don't have enough time to play and you're saving up for? We'd love to hear you guys feedback from that, guys. Our community's awesome. It's just getting better and better, and we couldn't be doing this if it weren't for you guys. So any feedback, comments, it gives us more incentive to continue to produce content for you guys as we have been for years now. So yeah, we'd love to know, what are you playing? And for me to answer the question, I am playing obviously Dragon Quest XI, Wargroove, For the King, and we're going to be starting up other series. So some of them I've listed, some of them I haven't. You'll be surprised. Like I said, if you join our Discord server, you'll keep abreast of all things related to Project COE. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming up. And when Jared finally gets out of school, him and I, and hopefully maybe we could even get Steven involved. We're gonna do some co-op streaming, guys. So we'll see how that unfortunately not gonna be anytime. So you're looking about 8+ months into some time next year that even becomes a reality. But it's something we'll be working on for you guys in the future. And I think 2 people, our feedback or our interaction will make it even better. Once in a great while, not too often, but we do have Matt. Pie Dog. Pie Dog's been real busy with school, so he hasn't been too active in our streaming lately. He's been a guest star, and so is Matt. So it's a lot of fun. And I personally think it makes it so much more fun to co-op streaming than just normal streaming. Even though normal streaming is a lot of fun in itself, co-op's just that much better. It takes it to the next level. And I really enjoy it, and hopefully Jared and even Steven, if we could get him on board, will enjoy it as well. Steven doesn't have a great PC, but he could just be a guest watching with voice interaction as we play. But we'll see. We'll see. Steven's a very busy gentleman. He has at least one kid. I don't know if he has 2. I think he has 2 now, right? Can't remember, man. Can't believe it. I met him some years ago at E3 with Jared, and we all hit it off. It was pretty cool. And it's just these people. I don't know if Jared's talked about it, how Project COE started. We all started out back in the day on Nintendo's official forums. I can't remember what they were called, but we all met that way. I was a very active poster back then. So was Steven. So was Jared. So was Mega Man. Timberwolf. She was part of it. I'm trying to remember everyone. Ahmad. He's very active. And that's how we met. And that's how Project COE started. Jared's handle was Elder, and then he told us the story of how he got that nickname. Very cool, interesting background. I don't know if he's ever told you, but if Jared, if you want, you might want to cover that in a podcast. I don't know if a lot of people know it yet. But anyways, that's how we came up with Project COE, which obviously stands for Council of Elders. And at first we were just kind of like a blog, not necessarily blog, but kind of that kind of format. We did reviews. I handled gaming news, stuff like that, before we moved to YouTube. And then I don't know if we even have the original site anymore. I haven't checked it for a long time. I think we not abandoned it, but we haven't done any content on there for a long time. So anyways, I was a news guy. Once in a great while I dabbed into some reviews, but not very often. And Steven and the other guys, Jared, they all did the rest of this bulk of mostly reviews at the time, or some previews. I did do previews too as well, but it was a lot of fun. And then we decided to move to YouTube, and some of you guys have been there from day one. So obviously we're growing. We're over almost 12,000 subscribers, guys. We cannot thank you enough for this kind of support. Again, this is a hobby for us, but the more we grow, the better and more incentive we get to continue. But that's how a little bit of the background how Project COE starts. That's how we met years ago. We've been good friends since. But anyways, I did actually meet Jared and his brother's wife, Steven, and Saved Christian. How can I forget that guy? And was it not Steven's friends, but Saved Christian had some other friends. I can't remember their names. They weren't actually part of Project COE, but they joined us for E3. And it was so awesome, guys. That's back in the days when media could get into the E3 for absolutely free. So we got a free pass. Jared did an excellent job of getting some interviews for us. And, man, we had a blast, guys. I don't know, after 3 days, I was a little bit E3'd out. Myself, I had been going to E3 before that yearly because I'm in Los Angeles. It was no brainer at the time. I could get in free because I forgot how I got in free, by the way, back then. Or it was real dirt cheap, I think it was. Before I got the media, it was like $25 or $50 or something like that. And at the time, I thought it was worth it. So when Jared and us all started talking about when we formed a little niche or a little club, you want to call it, and he said, "Hey guys, I can get us into E3 for free." Now, damn dog, let's go. What are we waiting for? But anyways, the whole thing is I'm bringing it up is when I met these fine gentlemen, we all hit it off and we were friends. And that's kind of you never know. You might meet someone, and say, "Hey, this guy's a effing he's a prick. He's an a-hole. But no, we've been good friends for years, and I'm glad we were able to meet. So a little bit of history about Project COE, guys. And, God, man, it brings back so many memories of the Nintendo forums. And Nintendo got rid of that, and it was kind of sad to see it go at the time. But, hey, that's life, right? But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, the Non-Canadian Gamers episode. It's just me today, solo, as you can tell. Next, in 2 weeks, I'm not sure what the schedule is, if Jared is going to be back or Steven's going to be back, both combo, or they might do a, where one person does, Steven, I believe, did the last podcast himself. So we try to get all three of us together, but unfortunately, extremely rare does that happen. Back in the day, it used to be almost, I was in every podcast, but I'd love to join the other guys. But maybe I could see about getting Steven to do one with me, or Jared, if we can't get the three amigos. But in the meantime, we still do as much as we can, no matter what. And I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. We had a lot of questions, a lot of good discussions. And please leave some comments and our feedback. And we will talk to you in 2 weeks, guys. Take care and good night. Bye.